At this point right now, is AI good enough that you can just forget about or ditch stock footage, stock photos, and even Canva? I personally don't think so, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to start here with Shutterstock. I was looking for a man standing beside a pickup truck holding a sign. So this is my search over at Shutterstock, and it says, sorry, we couldn't find any matches for man standing beside pickup truck holding sign. AI to the rescue, right? But if I was to just look for man standing beside car, these are the images that I get. But like I said, if I was to just take this simplistic drawing, which honestly is about the best I can do when it comes to drawing, but then take that over to AI, we're going to get exactly what we want, right? To an extent, I would say yes. But ultimately, I really believe that this road that you're going to go down is a waste of time for most folks. And let me show you what I mean. If I wanted to create an infographic, we know to go to Canva. Everyone understands and knows about Canva. They have all these templates to include this template right here. If I wanted to create 6 points in an infographic at a very basic level, this is a template that I can use, and I could even get more complicated with the templates, especially if you have a pro account. So if you're paying for ChatGPT Pro, you have access to all these templates to just go in and create an infographic. If I was to go to ChatGPT and utilize the image tool, as of today, right now, April 3rd, 2025, this is what I got. This is the finished infographic that I tried to get 6 sections to. And I'm going to show you here. One of the other issues is I had to actually wait because it times out. So it's not just a matter of wasting my time and not getting what I want, having to wait for the generator to generate the image, but it's a matter of resources. And the question, should we be spending our time and our own resources on going back to ChatGPT, having this conversation? Here's an image that it generated. And then you can see here, I put in the 6 sections and I gave it the template. And I had many, many other iterations of this above. So here's an iteration, not good. Here's an iteration, good, but not great. Here's an iteration, okay. I wanted to give it my own logo, and I said, put my logo, and you can see here that it didn't even do that. But you can see that I have a full conversation here, and I'm not going to bore you and waste your time, but you can see I started out with it giving me information for an infographic, and then I said, hey, I want you to actually create me the infographic, and then here is the very first infographic that it created me. Is it okay? It's okay, but it doesn't even compare to what you could do here if you just did it. Now, understand that the focus of everything I talk about is figuring out ways to make money online, and that comes with creating content. So spending your time wisely is spending your time learning how to prompt AI a good way to spend your time? Yes. But should you go down a rabbit hole and get stuck and just spend all of your time trying to create one infographic that you need to get out there and post as a piece of content that you can reuse or repurpose across multiple different media channels? No. Should you spend a little time learning AI every day? Yes, because it gets better every day. But should you go back to Canva and just create a template? 100% you should. And the thing is when I watch YouTube, just like you, I watch YouTube and I see these videos, AI can't make designers obsolete, or can it? The new ChatGPT 4.0 image generator. That's what I'm talking about here. And this came out 6 days ago. And right here you can see, so I tried something else. I decided why not to use it to generate mockups. And then here you can see he uses it to generate a mockup. It's a book mockup, right? So here the image is a really high quality markup. But this video, even though it's 15 minutes, this video I'm watching here, which is a great video to get you going, to get you to the point where you need to be to say, hey, this is a very cool tool. At some point, it's probably going to save me a lot of time, but do I need right now? Right now, do I need to be spending the time to try and get a perfect image from ChatGPT that looks like this, other than to make a YouTube video? If I go to ChatGPT and I have it give me a mock-up, it looks like this. Again, focus in on my logo here, and I gave it my logo. I want my logo. I don't want this idealistic version of what ChatGPT thinks my logo should look like. And again, you can go through here and you can see the iterations that I went through, starting with a screenshot. So what I do when I create a book cover for my reports, my Simple Truth reports, I write the Simple Truth report. It's right here in Google Docs. Then I take a screenshot of this image, and here you can see what I do. I take a screenshot, I save it as a PNG, then I go to my eCover Authority mockup creator, and I create the book cover. Then I create the other assets that I need. In this case, some additional or bonus or some additional guides and checklists that go with this product to include a product shot right here. But if I go back and I spend my time and I upload the 3D book cover here, if I upload that image, if I click and upload this image right here, then I have to wait for it to generate this image. Then I have to again go back and say, okay, let's try it again with the prompt that I saw in that YouTube video. Again, it's still good, but it's not great because that's not my logo. Give it my logo again. We're back here at the final finished product. Is this better, or is it better to just go here and to ultimately have exactly what I need, which is, for all intents and purposes, perfect from my eCover mockup tool, using the exact screenshot that includes my real logo in exactly the way I want my book cover to look. Now, one other use case is the images that I use to post on Facebook and over here on, or right here on my YouTube channel, on my community post, on my community feed. I create these little images where I create a cartoon guy with short black hair and glasses, and it's sort of a representation of me. I don't really worry too much about it being the exact same character every time, just sort of the representation or the idea of someone that kind of looks like me. Here, I have a little representation of a cartoon guy that says, "I love YouTube and cats." And when I generated this, I gave it a very, very simplistic prompt, and it gave me 4 different variations of that image to choose from. I'll go ahead and show you inside of Ideogram right here. Here is my simplistic prompt that I use. Then it gives me a magic prompt, which is an enhancement that shows me the kind of detail, and it's kind of funny. I'm going to leave this in. I have to verify I'm human to use a robot to generate me an image. But I take that magic prompt right there. So I take that magic prompt and I copy that ideogram, copy this right here. The ideogram is given me, and I take that over to ChatGPT, the image creator, create an image, a cartoon guy with short black hair, wearing glasses, and a t-shirt that says, "I love YouTube and cats." He is dancing with a cat, and they are watching YouTube videos of cats dancing on a big screen TV. It gave me 1 image, and that took about 2 minutes of real time to create, even after getting my magic prompt. I didn't even get the additional 3 images that I might like and get additional magic prompts for that describe that exactly. What I have here is 1 image, and it's really a pretty good image. Now, it's not sort of the style that I've come to know and love over at Ideogram, right? Using my prompt, it's kind of sort of settled in on exactly what I want, but it did give me an image. But so down here, I said, great, please give me 3 more variations of that image. And right here, the image was created. It kind of gave up on me. And this happens a lot too. And it also happens with Ideogram. I mean, the thing sometimes just stops working, but ChatGPT does this a lot more to me than Ideogram does, to be quite honest. And really, that's my point. When you are looking at this and you're saying, can this, the new version of ChatGPT or Ideogram or any other AI tool out there, even though it can create really good images, and sometimes it just fails, and sometimes it tells you have to wait a little longer, at this point, should you be spending your time when you need an image or an infographic or a book mockup? If you need a stock photo, is it always going to give you, like in the example I gave you here, something that's usable? Or are there going to be the cases where it gave you something that's good, but could be better? That could be great if you just went to a stock photo site and purchased that stock photo, or even downloaded one for free that was exactly sort of what you had already pictured in your mind. And as soon as you spent a few minutes scrolling through the stock footage, you saw exactly what you wanted, or that was so close to what you wanted that you just selected it and you moved on to go and create that piece of content, or to create that infographic using that template inside of Canva. And it's something that you can use again and again and again, because at this point, when you generate a image, it's not like generating text with ChatGPT, because I prompt ChatGPT for text all the time, for emails, for hooks, for video title ideas, for blog posts, for social media posts, just to brainstorm with the AI. You can prompt it or give it input, and you can have some back and forth. To do that with images right now, you have to give it a prompt, then you have to set and wait for a minute or two, and then you get an image. And then what do you have to do? At this point, you have to ask it to regenerate it. Or there are some tools, and I think ChatGPT even has some limited sort of, you can select, certain pieces or parts of the image and it will change it. But it's not like prompting and getting text back where you can read it and then adjust it on the fly as you need, because you're just reading the written word. And then if you ask it for another variation of that, it can give it to you almost instantly. That's where we are right now, in my opinion. And honestly, I think that if you are trying to make money online and you're sitting and waiting for a minute or 2 minutes to get an image that you can't use, versus going and grabbing stock footage or Canva, or just going to a tool like Ideogram that is a robot or an AI tool that is designed specifically for creating images, versus what ChatGPT is trying to be, the everything tool. Right now, you're wasting your time and you are leaving money on the table. If you want to learn more and see exactly how I prompt ChatGPT, specifically right now as a marketer using the written word, check out the link in the description. I think you'll like that. It's a workshop I have. It's called the Prompt PsyOps Workshop. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.